In this week's edition of Three for Thursday, we're going to be taking a look at the overall energy picture in the United States. I'm Ron Sneller, registered financial consultant and investment advisor representative. Thanks for joining me here today on Thursday, August 1st. Now, historically, the U.S. has been a net consumer of energy, consistently using more energy than it's produced for several decades. However, this dynamic has shifted in recent years with the fracking revolution. The fracking revolution, along with a slight drop in energy consumption, has transformed the U.S. into a net energy producer. In 2023, the country achieved a historic milestone, with energy production surpassing consumption by a record margin. To provide a comprehensive understanding of this shift, I've got three insightful charts which are going to illustrate some key trends and data points. Let's start here, looking at this graph of U.S. primary energy production versus consumption. So again, in 2023, energy production exceeded energy consumption by a record margin of 9.2 quadrillion BTUs. Now, BTU stands for British thermal units. And this marked the fifth consecutive year of net energy production. The last time the U.S. was a net energy producer before this period was 1957, 1957. This remarkable comeback was once considered highly unlikely. Energy consumption has remained largely unchanged over the past few decades. Since 1999, energy consumption has decreased by 0.7%, while production has surged by 48.1%. Energy production in the U.S. reached unprecedented levels in 2023, with natural gas continuing to play a dominant role. Natural gas now accounts for 38.2% of total energy production, maintaining the record high seen over the past 4 years. In contrast, coal production has declined significantly, representing only 11.4% of the overall energy production, the lowest share recorded since at least 1950. Renewables, which consist of wind, solar, hydro, geothermal, and biomass energy, account for 8.2% of overall production, down from their peak of 8.9% in 2017. Notably, most of this came from biomass energy, which accounted for 5% of total production. Wind at 1.4% and solar at 0.9% accounted for just 2.3% of production, despite heavy government investment in recent years. Even though energy consumption has remained essentially flat over the past few decades, two major shifts have occurred. Natural gas consumption has surged, reaching a record high in 2023. In contrast, coal consumption has plummeted to its lowest level since at least 1950, now approximately equal to the consumption of nuclear and renewable energy sources. Renewables account for 8.8% of total consumption, a record high going back to 1950. Similar to the trend seen in production, renewable consumption was led by biomass at 5.3%, followed by wind at 1.6%, solar at 0.9%, and geothermal at 0.1%. This report was prepared by our friends over at First Trust Advisors LP, and it does reflect current opinions of the authors Brian S. Westbury, Chief Economist, and Robert Stein, Deputy Chief Economist. Their opinions and forward-looking statements are, of course, subject to change without notice. And just as a reminder here, guys, usual disclaimer that this information is for educational purposes only, and it does not constitute any kind of solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Again, just for education and not financial or investment advice. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope that it was helpful and informative. We'll see you guys on the next one.